2017 legislative session here in Minnesota ends 3 weeks from today. But so far, there is no agreement on the state's budget. Lawmakers need to pass a budget every 2 years, otherwise the government shuts down. That happened back in 2011 when there was a 20-day shutdown. State parks were closed and many state employees were furloughed. Now, with Republican leaders and the governor not even close with their budget proposals, a shutdown is once again a possibility. Now, the key players are Governor Mark Dayton, Republican House Speaker Kurt Dowd, and Republican Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka. Senator Gazelka was a guest on WCCO Sunday Morning.
I don't even think about shutdown or special session. We're going to get it done. I think the difference this year versus in past years is there's more communication. I think the three people that are doing the dance this time, I think they're fitting better together, and so personalities are part of what makes it work, and I think it's better this time.
If the legislature misses the May 22nd deadline, the governor could call a special session before July 1st. That is the date a shutdown would begin if a 2-year budget is not in place.
WCCO Chief Political Reporter Pat Kessler joins us now. Pat, the Senate Majority Leader sounding pretty confident that a deal will be reached. Is that what you're feeling out at the Capitol?
You know what? He is a new element in all of these negotiations, and Senator Paul Gazelka, very optimistic, kind of the guy who takes a lot of the tension out of the room, and he is very optimistic. There is tension between Governor Dayton and the other Republican House Speaker Kurt Dowd. And in fairness, we got to say that a lot of this stuff is happening a lot sooner than it has in the past. Republicans have passed a lot of these bills. They still don't have final agreement on a lot of them, but they've passed them early. So while some people are saying they think they're going to get it done, they are still a long, long way apart. And so it is probably going to come up to the very end again.
Pat, let's go back to the national budget. More money for the military, but none for the border wall. Is this a win for President Trump? We just heard Mike Pence talking about this with the CBS this morning, Gayle King and Nora O'Donnell and Charlie Rose.
Yeah, you know, not shutting down the government is a win. And how about that? Because they've been arguing about this, Democrats and Republicans, for a number of years. And the government actually has shut down in the past few years. But not shutting it down is a win. However, the president said he wanted money for a border wall, did not get it, got money for border security. And Democrats got a win, too. They got some of the stuff they wanted, including money for science research. And also, importantly, no cuts to Planned Parenthood. That was supposed to be kind of a line in the sand for a lot of them. So this thing is still really tenuous, but it does keep everything moving, and they're going to vote on it this week, keep the government open until September. I still think it's really interesting that we talk about shutting down the government, not just keeping it running, and that's a lot of tension there.
Oh, absolutely. And President Trump, he did not attend the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Instead, he held a big campaign-style rally in Pennsylvania, where he blasted the media there instead. Is it just he gets it all out of the way on Twitter? Who doesn't even want to be in the same room as the media?
Or do you think he's appealing to his base, Pat?
You know, whenever you have a president with very low approval ratings, it doesn't matter who they are, Republican or Democrat, go ahead and attack the media. That's always a good thing to do. Donald Trump has taken it to new levels, however. Now, I don't know how you guys feel, but in my view, I've always thought this Washington Correspondents' Dinner was way too cozy, and I thought it might have been really disingenuous if the president had showed up there after all of the stuff he has said about the media, attacking the media. Most of it, not all of it, but most of it completely false. Here is the important thing, I think, what we've heard over the weekend, that the president and the president's chief of staff say they want to change the libel laws in the United States to go after reporters, suggesting also that the First Amendment might be changed. So those, I think, are really serious issues. Leave aside all this other shouting. That is one we ought to pay attention to.
Absolutely, and we will going forward. Thanks, Pat.
You bet.
Make sure to look for Pat's updates from the Capitol today on our news at 5 and 6 o'clock.